When you deposit $1,000 into your bank account, you probably think that money stays there, waiting for you in a vault. You are wrong. In reality, the bank keeps only a tiny fraction of it, usually around 10%, and lends the rest out to someone else. This is called fractional reserve banking, and it is the greatest magic trick in financial history. Here is how it works. You deposit 1,000. The bank keeps 100 and lends 900 to a stranger. Now, you think you have 1,000 and the stranger thinks they have 900. Suddenly there is hundreds in the system, even though only $1,000 in cash actually exists. This cycle continues over and over until your original deposit has created thousands of dollars of new digital money out of thin air. Modern money isn't backed by gold or silver, it is backed by debt. Every dollar in your pocket exists only because someone, somewhere, promised to pay it back with interest. If everyone on Earth decided to pay off their debts tomorrow, there would be no money left in circulation. Even worse, if everyone tried to withdraw their cash at the same time, the entire system would collapse instantly because the money simply isn't there. We are living in a giant house of cards built on the promise of future payments. The system doesn't just use debt, the system is debt. Does it change your perspective to know that your savings are just a digital entry in a bank's ledger? Is money a tool for freedom or just a more sophisticated form of a leash? In the middle of the Pacific Ocean lies the island of Yap, home to one of the strangest and most brilliant financial systems in human history. For centuries, the people of Yap used rise stones, massive limestone discs, some larger than a car, as their form of money. But here is the mystery. These stones were so heavy that they were almost never moved. When someone bought a house or paid a dowry, the stone stayed exactly where it was. The entire community simply agreed that the ownership had changed. It was a physical ledger, a decentralized database maintained by the memory of the tribe. The most mind-blowing part, a massive stone once fell off a boat and sank to the bottom of the deep ocean during transport. The islanders decided that since everyone knew the stone was there and it was obtained through hard work, it still had value. For generations, that invisible stone on the ocean floor was used to buy and sell goods on the surface. This ancient system proves a revolutionary truth. Money is not the paper in your wallet or the metal in your pocket. Money is simply a shared belief. It is a social contract. Today, we use digital numbers in bank accounts and Bitcoin on a blockchain. Just like the stone at the bottom of the ocean, we can't see our digital money, but we agree it's there. The people of Yap understood the true nature of finance 1,000 years before the invention of the internet. Does it change how you see your bank balance, knowing that money is just a collective story we all agree to believe? The most dangerous virus in economic history isn't found in a laboratory, but in the collective neural pathways of a market driven by irrational euphoria. In the 1630s, the Dutch Republic witnessed the birth of the first major speculative bubble in history, tulip mania. At its peak, a single tulip bulb cost more than a luxury house in Amsterdam. To a rational observer, this was madness. To the participants, it was an inescapable evolutionary trap. Modern neuroscience tells us that during financial bubbles, the brain's prefrontal cortex, the center of logic, is effectively hijacked by the nucleus accumbens, the region that processes intense reward and social belonging. When individuals see their peers accumulating wealth rapidly, the brain perceives staying out as a biological threat to their social status. This creates a feedback loop of imitation, where the price of an asset is no longer driven by utility, but by the conviction that someone else will pay more tomorrow. This greater fool theory is a direct manifestation of our ancestral herd instinct. In 1637, the bubble burst, and the perceived value evaporated in days. The tulips remained the same, but the collective hallucination had ended. Whether it is 17th century flowers or 21st century digital assets, the biological hardware remains unchanged. We are a species that would rather go bankrupt with the crowd than remain rational alone. History does not repeat itself, but the biological impulses that drive our markets certainly do. Most people think inflation is a natural disaster that hits everyone equally. They are wrong. Inflation has a secret favorite, and it's called the Cantillon Effect. Named after 18th century economist Richard Cantillon, this principle explains that when a central bank prints new money, that money doesn't enter the economy everywhere at once. It enters at a specific point, usually through big banks and the government. These first receivers get to spend the new money while prices are still low. They buy stocks, real estate, and assets before the rest of the world even knows the money exists. But as that money trickles down to you and me, something happens. As it moves through the system, it drives prices up. By the time the new money reaches your paycheck, the cost of bread, rent, and fuel has already skyrocketed. You are receiving diluted money, while the elites already secured their wealth with the pure version. This is why, during every financial crisis, the stock market hits record highs while ordinary people struggle to pay their bills. It's not a glitch in the system, it is the system. The closer you are to the printing press, the wealthier you become. The further away you are, the more you pay for the elite's head start. Inflation isn't just rising prices. It's a hidden tax that transfers wealth from the bottom to the top without anyone saying a word. Do you feel like your money is losing its power before you even spend it? Now you know why.